Hi everyone, I'm Matt the Friendly Board Gamer and welcome to another playthrough. Today I'm doing a solo playthrough of Aventuria, and here we are set up. This is a solo or co-op game, also has a dual fighting side of things as well, but I'm doing the solo and co-op version for you today. So what are we doing? We're going to go on a little adventure. We have two characters that we're going to be taking. We have Miriban, who is a Tullamedian mage, if I've pronounced that right, possibly not. And we also have, you see him, Arbosh, son of Angrax, who's a dwarven blacksmith. So these are our two characters. We're going to be playing a short scenario today just to give you a feel of the game. There will be spoilers. This is the first one that's in the adventure book. It is short. There are more, but I need to show you something, and I thought this would be the best one to show you. So what do we have? We have our characters, we have our decks. These all have stats, things like body control, craft, knowledge, perception. What else do we have? Persuade, stealth, survival and willpower, and these are all based on dice roll. We've got a d20 and a d6 here for our dice. Miriban is our starting adventurer. We start with 40 life, and we have some time tokens and some fate tokens and health tokens. We're going to be going through the adventure, eventually fighting a big bad boss and some of his henchmen, and hopefully winning. We may win, we may lose, we'll see how it goes and we'll take it from there. So I'll explain most of the rules as we go through it. As I said, there will be some story spoilers in here, and I think the best thing to do is just jump straight in and get to it. So this is the adventure book, and this is where we begin. We are doing the short adventure, Saving Sylvania. So I'm going to read this to you, and then there'll be some skill tests that we'll have to do, and depending on what happens in terms of our role, certain things will happen. Then we'll keep on going. We'll eventually get to this guy that we'll have to fight, and we'll see how all that works when we get there. So, Havina, in the year 993 BF. Your friend Alric has asked you to help him rescue his friend Sylvana, who was abducted by vicious pirates. He shows you some tracks that lead down a ladder and into a system of subterranean cellars. As you prepare to head in, Alric suddenly remembers that you had another urgent matter to attend to. He says a hasty goodbye before you even make it far enough to kick in the first door. He's left us already. That's not a good start, is it? When you burst through the door, you stare into the wrinkled face of a blue-skinned kobold in a bright yellow loincloth, who is talking to a group of goblins. The kobold recovers quickly from the shock of your interruption. He yells at the goblins, "Go get him!" and quickly turns himself invisible. The goblins look at each unsurely and take flight. Quickly, you try to intercept them. So this is where our first skill check comes on. So each hero makes a body control roll. And what we're trying to do is we will roll our d20 and we're trying to hit that number or lower. So Miriban has a body control of 8. So we're trying to hit 8 or lower on the dice. So let's see what happens. We've got a 13. So we have failed our first roll. Good start, right? So critical success would have been a 1, critical failure would have been 20, success would have been 8 or below, we got a failure. So we are not fast enough, and one of the goblins escapes. For each hero that fails the body control roll, take one cowardly goblin from the henchman cards and place it nearby. He will take part in the next combat as an additional opponent. Okay, so we need to roll, definitely got one cowardly goblin. I will put him just here for the moment. He will come in play later. Now we have Arbosh, son of Angrax. It's a body control of 10, so slightly better, still not great, but let's see what we get. 6, so we have passed, we got a success. So we got one failure, got one cowardly goblin there, success, you catch one of the goblins, but he breaks away from your grasp and runs away up the ladder and onto the street, where he vanishes into the mist of the Undercity. One goblin less for you to fight later. Okay, not overly great, but we didn't get anything, but at least we didn't lose anything, so that's good. So, moving on to the story. You venture into the depths of the dungeon. The racket must have startled the other denizens because you don't see another soul. You discover abandoned quarters and a row of jail cells that turn out to be empty apart from the crumbling skeleton of an unfortunate former inmate. Sounds lovely. So, one hero makes a perception roll. Decide as a group who will make the roll. So, perception, we have Arbosh, son of Angrax, who is a 10, and we have Miriban, who's also a 10. So I guess we will go with Miriban. See what happens. Let's have Miriban roll for perceptions. Remember, we can have 10 or under. And we have a 16, another failure. Miriban, you are not doing good today. Come on. So, failure, there is nothing here, no effect. Fair enough. We didn't find anything. It wasn't very perceptive. We didn't see what these potentially good stuff, cover up so you can't see them, good stuff would have happened. So you look everywhere but cannot find any trace of Sylvana or her captors. The only thing that catches your eye is a big mural covering one of the walls. Behind it you can make out faint noises, as if there was a secret room. One of you should take a closer look. So let's turn over and see what happens. So one hero makes a knowledge roll. Decide as a group who will make the roll. So let's look who's got the most. Knowledge, Miriban has 14, and knowledge, Arbosh has 10. So let's go with Miriban again. Hopefully we can get a success with Miriban this time. Come on. We have an 18, so we still didn't, a 14 and we still didn't get a success. Come on. That's the way it is sometimes. So failure is no good. You'll have to hack your way through the wall. In doing so, you obviously lose your element of surprise. At the beginning of the following combat, each hero draws one less card. Okay, so one less card, we'll have to remember that when we get there. And hopefully we will, because the combat is happening soon. So, all of a sudden, you find yourself in front of a motley band of pirates, orcs and the goblins that slipped past you earlier. They attack you immediately. Among ranks of enemies, you spot the kobold, who laughs at you mockingly and makes your life difficult with his vicious magic spells. You don't know why he's acting in this vile way, or you know that he's protected by powerful kobold magics that blocks all attacks. If you can't figure out his name, blocks all attacks if you can't figure out his name. In order to do so, you can either try to make some wild guesses using your knowledge of magical creatures, challenge the kobold to a singing contest and trick him into revealing more information, or butter him up with charming words to get him to spill his name. Of course, other villains won't leave you in peace while you do that. So this is where the combat begins. This is like the meat of the game. So, a combat begins. Assemble all saving Sylvana cards, including the timescale cards, question mark the kobold, and hero action guess name. Place question mark the kobold and the combat plan with the question mark side up. So, we have here, this is the kobold that we don't know his name. He cannot lose health. We cannot attack him until we figure out his name. When he attacks, he will, depending on the dice roll, he'll do various things. So he's going to go here for the moment. We also have the timescale card. Yes, we are going to go with easy. We start with 8 time. At time, when there's 5, 3 and 1 time left, we draw a new henchman card. And when there's 0, the kobold has twice as many actions as usual. So that will come into play shortly. We'll stick that just up here so we can see that. We also have this hero action guess name. So every hero, a maximum of once per turn, can basically exhaust a card to roll to sing or knowledge or persuade, and if we do that when we're successful, we'll remove one of the things. When we've removed all the tokens, this will flip over. So this as one card craft row. Yep. So we need to place times 3 per players. So in this case we have 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So we need to remove all of these and then he will flip, and once he flips we will then be able to attack him. So for every successful roll we remove one of the tokens, and then like I said, when they're all removed we'll flip him, and then we can then hopefully defeat him or fight him and defeat him. Right, so next bit here, henchmen. From a pile of henchman cards of your choice, all cards must have the keyword pirate or orc. So I have pre-prepared the henchman cards. We have gone with orcs. We have orc highwaymen, orc bandits, orc warriors, orc archers, and the shamans and all sorts of stuff. So we also need to, so that's all that's prepared. So I'm going to shuffle this up. These, before I shuffle them, these all have a, in the top right hand corner, yep, the 15, a threat level, which will come into play in a little minute. They also have block and attack and actions and defense and stuff, but we'll explain them in a moment. So it says here threat value, number of heroes, which is 2 times 5. So we need a threat value of 10. And if some of the heroes failed the body control roll, which we did, we add the cowardly goblin cards at the end of the villains. So we need to reveal these cards until we have a threat of 10. There we go. The first one we drew was a 15, so we've hit the threat level straight away. That's probably not good, because he's probably really difficult. So what does this say? If opponents with the keyword orc immediately to the left or right of this card reduce the result of their actions dice by 2. Okay. We need to add the cowardly goblin in there as well, so these are the henchmen that we have to fight. I'll leave the henchman cards here because they may come out later. So that's all good. Okay, so hero actions, guess name, which we've got. So we don't want to be unconscious. If we all lose our health and we get unconscious, that's bad. When we defeat him, eventually we are victorious and we'll get some rewards. So that is pretty much it for the setup. There is on the back here a handy sequence of events in terms of preparation, which is kind of what we've just done. And then the red sequence of the fighting. So we will draw cards. We'll draw 5 cards to begin with as preparation. We can mulligan some of them and draw some others. Then on our turn we will draw 2 cards. We can play up to 2 of them for endurance. Then we use that endurance to play cards, trigger actions, and hopefully do some damage. Okay, so that's pretty much everything that we need to begin the combat. Right, so let's go and move on first. We'll draw our preparation of 5 cards. And all these cards, if it's got a red background like some of these have, these are one-time effects. It costs 4 endurance to play, 2 endurance to play. If it's got a 1 like the sling, you need to use 1 endurance and also exhaust this card. Cards have melee attack and range attack and magic attack. You can only attack with 1 of each of them, so it's good to get your characters with multiple different types of weapons, which is good. They also have some of these things like the magical law, which you can see here. This adds 3 to your heroes, in this case magic. So this one potentially would slide under here, and where my magic would be 14 is now 17, which is pretty nifty. So what do I want to do with some of these? I can mulligan some of these first. I think I'm going to get rid of them 2 to begin with. So I'll just put these here as my discard, and then I'll draw 2 more. Okay, so that's Miriban. I'll keep them there for the moment, and then let's do Arbosh. 5. So let's have a look. What do we have? We have, we got some leggings, a bit of protection. We've got an axe. This does 1d6 plus 5 damage. We can discard that to draw. Some more protection. And add 2 to our range. I think we need to keep the axe, definitely. I think we might want to keep that one. That's going to be quite hard to get it quite early on. Let's get rid of them 2 to begin with. And we'll draw 2 more. What do we have? Another helmet and a protective amulet. Right, so they are our cards. This shaman has 15 health, so we'll put in 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. And his ability that if opponent with the keyword orc immediately left or right, then it gets -2, but this is a goblin, so that ability doesn't count. And then depending on what we roll, he's got 0 dodge, 1 defense and 1 action point, which means he'll roll 1 dice. Right, so let's get on. Miriban is the starting player. So first thing we do is draw 2 cards. We can prepare up to 2 of these for endurance, which is probably good to do. So what I think I'm going to do, which 2 should I prepare first? Which 2? I think I might, because I've got this one which adds 2 to my magic, but I've also got this one which adds 3 to my magic, so I think that one's going to be played as endurance. I'll play my endurance here. That does range, that adds to my range, which could be good. Oh, let's get rid of this one. So I got 2 endurance here. Now I use this endurance to basically buy, play, use cards. So I could do them 2, for example. I could do this one. So I got 3 cards I can play here. So what have I got? This adds 2 to my ranged attack. This is just a straight up attack which does 7 damage, if I'm successful, that is. So magic attack, so I need to roll a 14 or less. So that could be good actually, because 7 damage straight away on him would be very nifty. The sling, I need to spend 2 endurance to get it out, but I need to spend 1 and exhaust this to actually use it, so I won't be able to actually do any damage this turn. So I think I'm going to go for this. So as you can see, it's the cost of 2, so I will exhaust my 2 endurance. It's a magic attack and it does 7 damage. So, put the discard power. A magic attack, I got 14 magic, I need to raid that. I need to roll a 14 or less to be able to hit. I do also have some basic equipment as well, a basic magical spell which is 1 endurance, and exhaust that to do a magic attack for 1d6. So let's go. 10. So I've hit a magic, I needed 14 or less, I've got a 10, I have done 7 damage. So let's take that off, 5, 6, 7, that's a great start, that's like half his damage almost gone. Fantastic, so that's Miraband's turn. What is Arbosh going to do? So I need to think about what I may want to play and what I may want to activate. So I've only got these 2 that I could potentially play, which don't really do me that much good, to be honest. So I think I'm going to I'm going to add this one as endurance. I'm going into space already. Takes a lot of space. Let's move these up here. And Arbosh's endurance is here. And let's do that one as endurance. So I'll play my 2 endurance. Oh, I need to draw my 2 cards, don't I, first? Let's do that first, because that might change what I do. Oh, that's good, isn't it? If your health drops to 0, discard this card and reset your health to 1. 6 endurance to get the chainmail out. Which is good, but expensive. So I think I'm going to stick with what I had. Maybe, yeah, stick with them 2. Then what I can do, I've got a basic knife, so I can exhaust an endurance and exhaust this card to attack with my knife. So for Arbosh, it's a melee attack, I need a 14 or less. I've got a 7, so I've hit, which is great. So this says 14 or less you've hit, you roll 1d6 for the damage. So let's see what I've got. Oh, I need to determine a target as well. I also need, oh dear, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage on there. I'm going to keep on going at the shaman, seeing I did so well to begin with. So 1d6 damage. That is a 6, that is the critical 6, which is great. And so I have done 6 damage. He's got 1 defense, so he loses 5 health. He's got no dodge, so he won't have a chance to dodge. Awesome, that's a great start. It doesn't usually go this well, okay? I'm a little bit worried what's going to happen next, because this is a pretty good start to get him down to 3 health, basically at the end of the first round. Fantastic. Okay, so that is the end of the hero's turn. So ready everything up. Ready up all your endurance. You've got your cards. We've got our deck. Now it's over to the... Oh, what I should have done. I should have done some of this. So Miraband couldn't have done it because she exhausted both her cards, but Arbosh could have done. Mustn't forget this. It's important. Need to be doing this. So I can sing to him by rolling craft, which is 14. My knowledge, I can try and guess his name, which is 10, or I can try and persuade him, which is an 8. So let's craft. Let's sing to the kobold and see if we can charming is to give him his name. So, craft roll, you sing, I need a 14 or less. I got a 12, fantastic. So, one of them disappears. These are double-sided, it's got the tokens and the health on the back. So, I mustn't forget to do that. It costs 1 endurance to do it, so I need to make sure I have that endurance, but I should have had it for Miribam, but I'd already spent it to get out my Innovactio Minor to do the 7 damage. Okie dokie. So, over to the enemies, how do they work? Pretty much the same way. Starting off with the kobold, so they have action points equal to the number of party members, which is 2. So we bring out our trusty dice tray. So, first attack, we have a 7 that says 6 on a heat weapon. The hero with the most fate tokens, which are these, we've not got any of these just yet, must select one of the weapons in play and put it back in their hand or lose 2d6 damage. If you have no weapons in play, nothing happens. So, whoever we select has no weapons in play. So we can shuffle these back, shuffle these up, shuffle these two, shuffle these two. Who's going to be? It's going to be Miribam. And it says there, if you have no weapons in play, nothing happens. So, his heat weapon didn't affect us, we are all good. His second attack, because he does 2 attacks, we have a 7 again. So it's exactly the same thing. It doesn't matter who he hits, so I'm not going to shuffle them and do it because there's no point. We have no weapons, we are all good. We start off with a basic weapon here. I'm pretty sure you can't lose that one because it's part of you, it's part of your character. There are other cards in the deck, like the axe here, which is a weapon. It's got a weapon keyword on the bottom of it just here. So, you know, that would be lost if I had got that out, but in this case, I had not. So, the Shaman, he's only got 1 attack, or 1 action point, so he does 1 attack. And he's rolled a 14. 11 to 14 Orc Curses. Until the end of the combat, remove 1 fate from the middle of the table. Okay, so remove that. And that's his attack done. The Carry the Goblin, 1 attack again. He does a 3. 1 to 6. A melee attack, the starting hero suffers 1d6 plus 1. So Miribam is going to suffer 6 plus 1, which is 7. She has a dodge of 5. So if we roll 5 or less, then we will dodge it, and the damage is reduced by half. So let's roll Miribam for her dodge. We've rolled at 8, so she didn't dodge, so she takes the full 7 damage. We're going from 30 down to 33. Okay, and one of the things I have made a mistake on already, which I realised, is that we should have drawn 1 less card at the beginning of the round based on one of the events that happened previously. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle all of these back. I'm going to shuffle these cards up. I'm going to place 1 on top, which would have been the one that I didn't draw. Same for Arbosh. So sorry about that, but hopefully that correction means I got the right number of cards in my hand now. So all is good. Right, we go again. Start player passes. Now Arbosh's turn. He will draw 2 cards. 1 and 2. And what do we have? So these are the 2 we've drawn. The Helmet, Protection 3, and Intimidate. Discard after an opponent's attack. Roll to raise the dice up by 5. It's pretty good. So I can put some of these down now. As endurance, so I think I'm going to put down the shield, and I'm going to put down resolute. I'm hoping I'm not going to get to the point of losing all my health, fingers crossed. So I have thought endurance. I'm going to use 1 straight away. To do this, I'm going to do another craft roll. So again, craft is 14, so I need 14 or less for Arbosh, and 11, so another one of them is off. Fantastic. Doing good, fingers crossed, it's going to go well. Now, I can do an attack as well, and I can put one of these cards down. I can do either. I might put this... Yeah, I'm going to do Intimidate, so that's going to be another 2. Put Intimidate down. So, in an adventure, which is what we're playing now, which is different from the duel game, use this bottom box here. It says discard after an opponent's action die roll to raise the dice up by 5, which is great. Then finally, I will use my final endurance and exhaust Arbosh to attack with my melee weapon. Melee, again, is 14. 19, I didn't hit. So I swung whoosh, and missed whoever I was trying to hit. Shame, but there you go. So, over to Miriban. Oh, that's a shame because I really need to have killed that shaman. Anyway, let's draw 2. Let's see what Miriban can do. So we have Balsam, pick a hero and put to 5 endurance, restore 2 for each endurance page. Pretty good. This is a ranged attack, so this would be good. Oh, that's the sling I had previously, wasn't it? Yeah, okay. Got it. Right, okay, let's play that. That is good. That Invictor, that another Invictor Mayor is another good one. Does 12 damage. Okay. Let's place this one down. So let's think what we're going to do here. First off, I'm going to spend one of these endurances to do this challenge up here. So craft is 10 for Miriban, knowledge, so I can take a guess with my knowledge, which is 14, or I can persuade with my charm, or my persuade, which is 12. So I think as my knowledge is 14, let's go with knowledge. Let's try and guess the kobold's name. What would it be? We're never going to know. I rolled a 16, so I failed that. Oh, come on. So, I've still got 3 endurance left. I can put up my sling for 2. Then I can do an attack. The question is, do I attack with my magic, where I've got more of a chance to hit but do less damage, only 1d6, or do I attack with my sling, which I've got less chance of doing, I need to roll an 8 or less, but I do more damage. I think I'm going to use my magic, exhaust my final endurance, exhaust Miriban, and I'm going to attack this shaman. So I need a 14 to be successful. 7 I have hit. Fantastic. So this now does 1d6 damage. 6 blocks for 1, that's 5. Does 5 damage, and the shaman is no more. Goodbye, Mr. Shaman. So he can just go there. When you defeat an opponent, you get a fate token. These can be used to re-roll dice. This fate token comes back from the last round. So there we go. Fantastic. Right, let's ready up. We still need to get this kobold's name, and we can start taking the fight to him. We've still got the Code of the Goblin to attack, which we'll start doing next time. But for the moment, it is the kobold's turn. So, whatever his name is, Mr. Kobold is going to attack. And he's attacking for an 18. High numbers are good. So 18. Evil laughter. Ha 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 ha. Nothing happens. Second attack. Let's go. Another high number. A 10. Okay. Healing spell. Heals all of his fellow warriors 5 health. Well, the shaman's dead, so he doesn't heal. The kobold's on full health, so I'm presuming he doesn't go above his full health. If that's wrong, please correct me in the comments below. But you know, typically in these things, you have your 5 health, your maximum health points. You don't go any higher. That's great. So that's his 2 attacks. Didn't really do much. The goblin, he's attacking for 4. Attack the starting hero, which is Arbosh here, does 1d6 plus 1 damage. 6 plus 1 is 7. I have a dodge of 5. Let's see if I dodge. I don't, so I take the 7 damage. Pretty much like what Miriban did earlier. So I'm on 33 health. Rightio. So that's all that done. Pass the starting player token back to Miriban. We've got these 2 cards. We will draw 2 more. Start the turn. So we have Fulminactus Thunderbolt. We can exhaust X endurance and this card. Cost 1 to put out, and then we get an attack. Magic attack, we do 1d6 plus X damage. And X can be between 1 and 6. Okay. We have this. Armatruts. Who knows if I'm spelling that right. 1 endurance, or 2 endurance to play, 1 endurance and exhaust for this card. Magic testing to start your next turn. Reduce the damage of all attacks against you by 2. Okay, so I think we are going to, let's endurance that one and this one. So we've got 6 endurance, which is quite a good number. Okay, first of all, I'm going to exhaust 1 to do the knowledge check for this. Knowledge was Miraband's highest, so it's a 14. 18. Oh, come on. I'm going to spend this to reroll. Pretty sure you can reroll one of these testings. Any test you can reroll. 4. Fantastic. That was worth it. That's gone. Okay. I'm going to leave that there because I'm sure I'll be using it soon. So, what shall we do? Let's spend another one to play this card out, and as you see it's got an X, so we can exhaust up to 6 endurance, and it does 1d6 plus however many endurance you've exhausted. So I'm gonna exhaust. Do I use my sling as well? Let's go for the sling. 1 endurance and a sling. Ranged attack of 8. A 10, so I missed. 5 of my stones, completely missed. I'll exhaust all 3 endurance for this. Magic attack, I need 14 to hit. I got a 7, so I've hit, and I do 1d6 plus 3 damage. I'm taking this guy, so I need to roll my 1d6 plus 3. 6 plus 3 is 9. He's got 5 health, 0 dodge, 0 armor, or no dodge and 0 armor. He is deaded. Bye bye, Cowardly Goblin. You can go there. Miraband gets another fate token. Super duper. Okay, so basically we just need to guess his name, and then we're laughing. We can go. Oh, one thing I haven't done at all is the time here. So this should start with 8 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, can't believe I forgot that. There's a lot to remember, so I do apologise for that. We've had Miraband was first, that's 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I need to remove 3 of these. And so now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should have drawn a new henchman card. So new henchman should have came out. We've got an Arc Archer, 15 health. Okay. So there we go. Right, okay, so I think we have everything caught up now. That time thing, that was missed, but it won't make any difference. We're all good. It's over to Arbosh's turn, and he is going to draw his 2 cards. Miraband still has 1 card here from her hand. So, oh, I could get out a crossbow. Add 1 to my hero's dodge. Not overly useful. I can get an axe. Right, I think I'm going to get athletics is going to be banked for endurance. 1, 2, 3. I want to get that out. 1 for that. So I'm going to play this for 3 and use it for 4. Use 1 up there, so that's that. Do I need to play another one? I probably do because I want to use my knife. Okay, let's bank the helmet. So again, I've got 6 endurance here for both of my characters now. Right, I'm going to spend 3 of them to play my crossbow. I'm going to spend 1 of them to do the craft roll up here. So again, my craft is 14. Got under, so another one of them's gone. Fantastic. I'm going to spend 1 endurance and exhaust this to test for range, which is 10. I've got under, so I've hit with my crossbow. My Iron Forest crossbow has hit, and I do 1d6 plus 3. I'm targeting the Goblin Archer. So 4. He has no dodge. The defense, if you could just see that, a defense of 1, so he loses 3. So 2 comes back. Okie dokie. And then my final endurance. I'm going to keep these stacked up here because that would be easier. Final endurance, I'm going to use my knife. Melee attack for 14. I've just hit. and he does 1d6 damage, again targeting the Orc Archer. 6 damage, 1 defense, so he takes 5 wounds. Fantastic. Righty. We're good to go. These are the cards in the hand. Ready all these up. Ready up our endurance. Mirrorbands are ready. This is Mirrorbands' hand. Super. So the kobold is going to come and start attacking us. What do we have? So he's going to attack. First attack, a 7. Heat weapons again. I do have a weapon this time. So the hero with the most fate, which is Mirrorband, must set one of the weapons in play and put it back in the hand or lose 2d6 damage. Ooh, okay. I think that's going to go back in my hand. Definitely, I don't want to lose the damage. Second attack is is that a 20? I think it is. No, that's a 1. Oh, that's even worse. Kobold Curse, the hero with the most endurance cards, returns 1 endurance card, 1 random endurance card to hand. We both have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Both have 6. So I will do this randomly. You've got the 2 tokens, 2 heroes. Shuffle these up. Shuffle them. It's hard to shuffle 2 tokens, but you know, I'll do my best. I'll close my eyes and I will draw this one, which is Arbosh. So he needs to suffer or remove one of these at random. Shuffle these up. These are endurance cards. It's not necessarily a bad thing because we potentially get some cards that we've already cashed back into our hand. And this one is coming back, which is the helmet, which we just put in last time. That's not too bad. Okie dokie. Let's now do the Orc Archer. 1 action. He's got a 20. Flight. If all leaders have been defeated, remove this card from combat, otherwise nothing happens. Well, he's not. The leader's still here, so he stays, but he doesn't do any damage, which is great. Fantastic. So, next round, another time. Let's not forget the time. That comes off. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 time left. So we are running slowly out of time, but hopefully we will get there before these things start happening. So, Arbosh is our leader, our active player. He will draw 2. So we have Warfare, add 3 to heroes, melee, which is good. Protection, suddenly gone, choose 1 equipment or armor card belonging to an opponent and return it to the hand. Okay. Oh, in Adventure, if an opponent suffers damage from an attack, play this card to reduce their protection by 3 for that attack. Okay. I think I'm just going to bank the 1 this time. Because what I want to do is spend 3 to play this, so this will increase my might or my melee from 14 to 17. I will spend another 1 to do my craft test for the challenge up here. So our craft is 14. Got 12, fantastic. Another 1 down. Mirrorband just needs to do 1 now and we'll get it. And pass it, and then we can start revealing the kobold and attacking him. So we still have the archer to deal with. How many do I have? 2. Okay, crossbow's going to go. Range at 10. Didn't work. He missed. Used my knife for the last one. Melee is 17. I got 10, so I hit. 1d6 damage. 5, he's got a defense of 1, so he loses 4. Super. Okay, over to Mirrorband. So, 2 cards. What do we have? An adventure subtract 2 from the damage of all attacks on opponent of your choice until the end of combat. Choose a card in your discard pile, return the card to your hand. Got my sling. I'm saving this attack. I'm saving this 12 damage until he comes out because I'm thinking that will be useful. So I'm going to cash both of them. I think I've got 8 endurance now, which is crazy. So 2 for the sling. Let's do 1 for the knowledge. Come on, let's pass this knowledge test. Need a 14. Nope. Yeah, I need a 14. 6. Yes, it's gone. So, as this says, when all tokens are removed, flip the kobold leader's card to reveal his name. The heroes can now damage him as normal. Yeah, let's get on it. Let's kill the kobold. So what is his name? You ready for it? It is Karabutsel the kobold. And he has 6 health. So the first one is 3 times the number of players, which is 2. He's got an 8 dodge, 0 defense, and actions by the number of players. So there you go. So he needs 6 health. Not very strong. The chieftain and the archer are stronger, but we had to try and guess his name before we could damage him. Got 6 health there. Right, Miraband's turn still. That was 1 action to do that. We put 2 out for there. Right, shall we come up with the big guns and play this? I think we should. 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 endurance. A magic attack. Needs 14. Got an 8. Yes, we've done 12 damage, which kills him no problem. Dead, dead, and dead. So we still need to kill this one, but he is dead, which is good because he was potentially going to do some bad attacks. I think we need to kill them all. What does the adventure say? Should we have a look? Let's have a look. Victory. You are victorious when you defeat or put flight to all opponents. So yes, we need to still defeat the archer. Okay, and we did a magic attack. We have 1 left. 1 endurance to use our sling, exhaust this. It's a ranged attack. I need an 8. I got a 14. That's a shame. We could have potentially finished him off then, but there you go. So the way it works, we still have these tokens on here which have just moved off the edge of the board. I'll bring these on so we can see them. Right. So it's the opponent's turn. Obviously, kobold is dead. He ain't going to do anything, but the archer is. He's got 1 attack. What's he going to do? Let's roll the dice. A 20. Flight. If all leaders have been defeated, they have. Remove this card from combat. Goodbye, archer. He has run away. He is scared. The leader's been killed and he has run away. So, that is the end of that. Turning back to our adventure book. Let's have a look here. What do we do? It's a good thing. It tells you everything that you need to do in here. It's really clear. Successes, failures, etc. It's a really good book. So, victory. You are victorious when you defeat or put flight to all opponents. Reward. Reward cards equal to the number of heroes. So, the reward cards I have over here. These are different types of equipment you can get. You can shuffle these up and these will get added to your deck. So if you're playing, so some of these scenarios you have different chapters, and at the end of each chapter you'll get a reward card, then continue with that information and that deck going forward. So we've got weapons, we've got potions, we've got bracelets, we've got all sorts of stuff. I'm not going to show these, I'm going to leave these as a secret, so spoiler free for when you play it, but they will get added into your deck as well for the next game that you're going to play. So reading the story here, after a victory, your opponents try to stand up to you, but they are no match for your combat prowess and determination. You managed to play some tricks on the kobold and find out his name and give him a sound beating. Yeah, we did. A few minutes later, you are victorious and your enemies have fled or lie dead at your feet. The orc archer legged it as soon as we got the shaman down. From the pirate hideout, you hear a fearful cry. There you find Sylvana, deeply frightened but otherwise unharmed. You explain that you've come to help her, and she gives each of you a thankful hug. You feel like real heroes, unlike Alaric, who was the guy who legged it at the beginning. So, you've overcome the adventure. Each hero sees 1 experience point. Read the victory end of adventure procedure on page 15 of the adventure rules. If you want, you can play this again with high difficulty or face one of the other adventures in this book. So the experience points coming as well. Again, I'm not going to show that because I will keep that for you. But we got another short adventure here. We got Legacy of Windlestein, which is Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3. And they are the adventures that you have in the book. So there are multiple difficulties as well. Timescale difficult, timescale legendary. I think it's a hard one, a normal one on the back of this one as well. So a lot of variability there. A lot of things you can do to change it up. and that is pretty much how you play Aventuria. It's a great little game. I love this. As I say, little, there's still quite a lot to think about. As you saw, I made a few little errors there with the time, but once you've played it a few times, it does kind of become a little bit easier to remember. I did pretty well with the health. The other times I've played this, I've not done as well as this, to be honest. I've lost more health and it's been a little bit tighter and a little bit more tense. But I think we got lucky with some of the rolls and some of the equipment we got out. And yeah, that is saving Sylvana of the adventure, or Aventuria. I hope you like that. Thank you to the publishers for providing me with a review copy of this. It is much appreciated. So a big shout out to them. Be sure to check this out when it's live. I believe this is going to Kickstarter. So be sure to check that out. If it does, I will put the link in the show notes below. In my show notes also will be all my social media content. So check out my Facebook, Instagram, and the other videos on YouTube, my blog, my email address. Drop a comment below if you've played this. Please let me know if I made any errors as well. I may have done, but hopefully I've captured everything and retrospectively made it right. So yeah, thank you very much for watching and hope to catch you on the next video. Bye bye.